The year was 1977. George Lucas had just finished editing A New Hope. But before the final reels reached theaters, something strange happened. A second ending, a darker ending, was quietly removed. Test audiences had seen it. Studio executives feared it. And then it vanished. In this hidden version, Luke Skywalker fires the proton torpedoes. The Death Star explodes. The rebels cheer. But the camera doesn't cut to celebration. Instead, it lingers. It lingers on the burning wreckage, on the thousands of Imperial souls drifting silently through space. And for the first time, Luke's face is not joyful. It is haunted. The rebel pilots return to Yavin 4, but the music is wrong. No triumphant fanfare. No myths. Just silence. Princess Leia stands at the hangar, her eyes red, her hands trembling. Alderaan is still gone. Her family. Her home. Victory cannot bring them back. Han Solo lights a cigarra in the corner. Chewbacca will not speak. And Luke wanders away from the crowd, drawn by a whisper only he can hear. A whisper in the voice of a man he has never met. A man breathing through a black mask. You felt it, didn't you, boy? The power. The hunger. Luke clenches his fists. He looks at his hand, the same hand that pulled the trigger. The same hand that ended 1,000,000 lives in a single heartbeat. And somewhere, far across the galaxy, Darth Vader smiles inside his helmet. Because he felt it too. The seed was planted. The dark side had already touched the farm boy from Tatooine. And Lucasfilm knew audiences were never meant to see this. Because if the world had seen the truth in 1977, the entire saga of Star Wars would have unraveled before Empire Strikes Back was ever made. And the secret they buried next was even more dangerous. The Death Star is gone. The rebels are cheering. But far from the explosion, a single TIE fighter spins through the void, carrying the most dangerous man in the galaxy. In this lost timeline, Darth Vader does not drift into space. He is pulled by something ancient, something hungry, something that has been waiting for him. The blast wave from the Death Star slammed into Vader's TIE fighter like the fist of a god. His controls died. His cockpit spun. Stars became streaks. And for one brief moment, Darth Vader was helpless. But the Force was not finished with him. A pull. A whisper. A dark current dragged his crippled ship across hyperspace lanes that no Imperial chart had ever mapped. Vader gripped the controls, his breathing sharp and ragged inside his mask. He did not fight the pull. He recognized it. The TIE fighter screamed through a red atmosphere and crashed hard into black sand. Smoke poured from the wreckage. Slowly, painfully, Vader rose. His cape was torn. His armor was cracked. But his eyes burned behind the lenses. He was standing on Moraband, the forgotten tomb world of the ancient Sith. Twin moons bled crimson above him. Stone pyramids rose from the dunes, older than the Republic, older than the Jedi Order itself. And the voices, oh, the voices. They came from every grave, every ruin, every shadow. Skywalker, the boy lives, the boy is yours. Vader fell to one knee, not from weakness, from rage. The Emperor had told him his son was dead. The Emperor had lied. And here, on this cursed soil, the spirits of dead Sith Lords whispered the truth Palpatine had hidden for 19 long years. Luke Skywalker, his son, the pilot who destroyed the Death Star. Vader's gloved hand closed into a fist. Sand cracked beneath his boots. The ancient Sith ghosts circled him, feeding him, sharpening him into a weapon no Emperor could control. He would find the boy. He would turn him, or he would bury him. But as Vader rose to leave that forgotten world, the ghosts whispered one final secret, a name not even the Emperor knew, and it would shake the rebellion to its core in the chapter to come. The hangar on Yavin 4 echoed with music and cheers. Pilots clapped each other on the back. Droids whistled in joy. Han Solo grinned like a man who had finally found his place. And at the center of it all, Princess Leia Organa sotod frozen. Her wrist calm buzzed. Just once. A short, sharp tone. A frequency only Bail Organa had ever used. Leia's blood ran cold. She slipped behind a stone column, away from the lights, away from the laughter. Her trembling fingers pressed the playback. A voice crackled through the static. It was her father's voice, recorded weeks before Alderaan died. "Leia, if you are hearing this, then I am gone." And the Death Star did not find Alderaan by accident. Someone inside the rebellion gave them our shield codes. Someone you trust. Someone close. The princess felt the floor tilt beneath her boots. Her home had not been a random target. It had been a setup, a message, a warning to anyone who dared defy the Empire. She turned slowly, scanning the hangar. General Dodonna laughed near the briefing table. "Momutma whisper de tuoed." Admiral commanders, officers, councilmen, every face she had trusted for years suddenly looked like a stranger. One of them had murdered 2 billion souls. One of them had signed her father's death warrant. And then her eyes locked onto someone in the shadows. Someone watching her too closely. Someone who quietly stepped backward and disappeared into a corridor the moment their gaze met. Leia's hand drifted toward her blaster. "Whoever you are," she whispered, "you will not survive this night." But as Leia chased the shadow into the lower tunnels of the Yavin temple, she had no idea she was walking straight into a trap older than the rebellion itself. And the next chapter would reveal a secret buried beneath the stones for 1,000 years. Luke could not sleep. The cheering had faded. The pilots had gone to their bunks. But something kept calling him. A whisper, a pulse, a heartbeat in the stone itself. He followed it, lightsaber in hand, deeper and deeper beneath the Massassi temple. The walls grew older. The carvings grew stranger. Symbols that were not rebel, not Imperial, not Jedi. Something far, far older. At the bottom of a forgotten stairway, Luke found a door. No handed, no kepath, just a single handprint carved into black stone. Slowly, carefully, he pressed his palm against it. The door hissed open. Inside, floating in a beam of pale blue light, was a holocron, a glowing crystal cube spinning gently in the air. Luke stepped closer. The cube recognized him. It pulsed brighter. And then, a hooded figure of light rose from its surface. Skywalker at last. The blood remembers. The figure was a Jedi Master from the Old Republic. Her voice was kind, but heavy with sorrow. She told Luke the truth Obi-Wan had hidden. His father was not dead, slain by Vader. His father was Vader, the greatest Jedi of his generation. The chosen one, the boy who fell. Luke stumbled backward. His chest fell hollow. His hand shook, but the holocron was not finished. There's a prophecy, young Skywalker. 2 paths, light or shadow. One sun rises, one sun falls, and the galaxy will burn before the choice is made. The chamber trembled. The holocron's light flickered red, and for one terrible second, Luke saw a vision of himself in black armor, holding a crimson blade standing over Leia's lifeless body. He screamed. The vision shattered, but the seed was planted. Above him, blaster fire erupted in the temple halls. Leia was in danger, and as Luke raced toward the surface, he carried a secret heavier than any Death Star, a secret that could destroy the rebellion from within. The next chapter begins the moment everything falls apart. Han Solo stood alone in the stone corridor outside the Great Hall. He could hear the trumpets. He could hear the applause, but his boots would not move. It had hit him like a punch to the chest. A vision, a flash. He had never believed in the Force, but for one terrible second, he saw it all. Greedo's brothers. Bossk, IG-88, a Mandalorian in green armor he did not yet know by name. And behind them, the slug, Jabba the Hutt, laughing, holding a frozen slab of carbonite shaped like a man. Shaped like him. No, Anguisperth. Not me. Not like that. He turned. Through a small window, he could see Leia on the platform, her white robes shining, her eyes searching the crowd for him. Chewbacca stood beside her, confused, growling softly. Han clenched the metal ribbon in his fist. He loved her. Stars help him, he loved her. But Jabba did not forget. Jabba did not forgive. And if Han stayed, every bounty hunter in the galaxy would come hunting the rebellion just to get to him. Leia would die. Chewie would die. The whole base would burn because of his debt. The smuggler made his choice. He dropped the ribbon. He turned away from the hall. He ran, down the hangar steps, past the cheering pilots. straight to the Millennium Falcon. Chewbacca roared from the doorway, torn between his princess and his captain. But loyalty won. The Wookiee followed. The Falcon's engines screamed to life. Yavin's trees bent in the wind. And as Leia finally stepped onto the platform with empty hands, the ship she had come to love vanished into the stars. Leia stood alone before 1,000 cheering rebels, smiling for the cameras, while inside her heart broke in silence. But far across the galaxy, something far worse was waking up. A new hunter, a secret apprentice. And in the next chapter, the Emperor makes his move. With Emperor Sidious dead and the Empire cracking apart, Anakin Skywalker vanishes into the shadows. Burned, broken, and barely forgiven, he walks a lonely road of penance. But the galaxy is not done with him yet, and neither is the dark side that still whispers his name. The throne room burned. Smoke curled around shattered statues as the Emperor's body lay still on the polished floor. Sidious was gone, but the silence that followed was not peace, it was a warning. Anakin Skywalker stood alone. His mask was cracked. His lungs rattled with every breath. He had killed his master to save his son. Yet the galaxy saw only Darth Vader, the butcher of the Jedi. Forgiveness would not come easy. Obi-Wan's voice echoed in his mind. There's still good in you, Anakin. For the first time in decades, he believed it. Quietly, he slipped away from the Death Star before the rebels could find him. He stole a small shuttle, set the coordinates for the Outer Rim, and disappeared into the stars. No fanfare, no forward, just a ghost drifting into exile. He landed on a forgotten moon, far from any trade route. There, he buried his armor in the sand. He buried Vader. What rose from that grave was a tired man with a mechanical arm, a scarred face, and a single goal: to fight for the light he had once betrayed. Meanwhile, the Empire splintered. Grand Moffs declared themselves warlords. Star Destroyers turned on each other. The rebellion celebrated, unaware that something darker was stirring in the void. On a hidden world of black stone, a robed figure knelt before a holocron. Red lightning danced across its surface. A voice, cold and patient, whispered through the dark. Find a boy. Find Skywalker's son. Kill him before the Jedi can rise again. The hunt for Luke had begun. The rebel victory turns to ash as a darker shadow rises from the wreckage of the Empire. A new Vader, forged in rage and betrayal, takes the black mask for himself. He swears a blood oath against the bloodline of Skywalker, and the galaxy holds its breath. The stars above Endor still smoke from the battle. The second Death Star was a graveyard of twisted metal, drifting in silence. The rebellion had won, or so they believed. Across the galaxy, rebel cruisers scattered to safe ports. Mon Mothma broadcast a message of hope. Wedge Antilles led celebration flights over Coruscant. Bells rang on Naboo. Fireworks lit the skies of Bespin. For one shining moment, the people dared to dream of freedom. But in the cold dark of the Outer Rim, that dream was already dying. Deep inside a hidden Sith fortress on the volcanic world of Mustafar, a tall figure stood before a cracked mirror. His name had once been Maris Brood, a fallen Jedi turned secret apprentice. The Emperor had trained him in shadow, hidden even from Vader himself. He was Sidious's final blade, and now his master was dead. Maris pulled a black helmet from a stone altar. It was scorched, ancient, and shaped like Vader's own. He placed it over his face. The hiss of the breather filled the chamber. He had taken the title for himself. I am Vader now, he whispered, and I will finish what the old fool could not. He knelt before a Sith holocron. Red lightning crackled across its faces. The voice of Sidious, recorded in death, gave its final command. Find the boy. Break him. Make him kneel, or burn the stars he loves. Maris, the new Vader, drew a crimson blade. He pressed at his own palm. Dark blood dripped onto the holocron. A blood oath, sealed in pain, bound by the Sith code. By my hand, Skywalker's son will fall. By my blade, the Jedi will end. This, I swear. The holocron flared and went dark. Far across the galaxy, the rebellion was already fracturing. Without a common enemy, old wounds opened. Badhan generals demanded control of Imperial shipyards. Mon Calamari admirals refused to share fleet command. Smugglers like Lando Calrissian quietly slipped away with cargo holds full of Imperial gold. Princess Leia tried to hold the alliance together. She spoke of unity, of building a new republic. But her words were drowned out by greed and fear. The rebellion that had been one fist was now 10 arguing fingers. And then came the news from Mustafar. A coded message reached every warlord, every crime boss, every shadow broker in the galaxy. A bounty had been placed, the largest in history. 1 billion credits, paid in pure orodium, for the head of Luke Skywalker. The galaxy exploded with hunters. Boba Fett rose from the Sarlacc pit, scar but alive, and took the contract. IG-88 droids reactivated across the rim. Black Sun assassins boarded fast ships. Even old Jedi hunters from the Purge crawled out of hiding, eager for one last kill. Luke felt it in the Force. A cold wave, sharp and hungry, washing across the stars. He stood on Dagobah, beside the grave of Master Yoda. The little green ghost flickered in the swamp mist. Coming for you, they are, Yoda warned. Strong, this new shadow is. Trained in secret, hate his only friend. Luke gripped his lightsaber. Then I will face him. No, Yoda said softly. Not ready you are. Run you must. Hide, learn, or fall you will. But Luke was no longer the farm boy from Tatooine. He had stood against the Emperor. He had saved his father. He would not run. Meanwhile, Anakin sensed it too. From his quiet exile on the Forgotten Moon, he felt the new Vader's blood oath ripple through the Force. His mechanical hand trembled. His son was the target. His sins had returned with a new face. He dug up his old lightsaber from the sand. The Kyber crystal inside was still red, still bleeding with darkness. He stared at it for a long moment. Then, with a slow breath, he reached into the Force and began to purify it. Sparks flew. The crystal cracked, healed, and changed. When the blade ignited again, it was no longer red. It was white. Pure. The blade of a man who had walked through both fires. Anakin climbed back into his stolen shuttle. He had sworn to hide forever. But a father's oath was stronger than a Sith's. Hold on, son, he whispered. I'm coming. And somewhere in the dark, the new Vader smiled behind his mask, because the trap was already set. In a secret cut of the saga, hidden from theaters forever, Luke Skywalker stands alone with a red lightsaber humming in his hand. It is the ending George Lucas never allowed the galaxy to see. A single frame that hints at a darker destiny, where the Last Jedi was always meant to fall. The story should have ended on Endor. Ewoks dancing, fireworks in the sky, the ghosts of Yoda, Obi-Wan, and a redeemed Anakin smiling in the trees. That was the ending the world was given. But deep in a locked Skywalker ranch vault, sealed behind biometric doors, there was another reel. A forbidden cut. A final frame that was filmed, hidden, and then buried forever. It began the same way. The celebration, the music, the hug between Luke and Leia. But then the camera lingered. It followed Luke as he slipped away from the bonfire, away from the laughter, away from friends who could never truly understand what he had just done. He walked alone into the dark forest of Endor. The trees were tall and silent. His face was pale. His eyes were heavy. He had killed the Emperor. He had watched his father die. He had felt the dark side curl around his heart like a serpent, and a part of him had liked it. He stopped in a small clearing. Moonlight broke through the leaves. Slowly, he reached into his cloak. He pulled out a lightsaber hilt. It was not his own green blade. It was longer, heavier, older. It was Vader's. He had taken it from his father's burning body. He had hidden it. He had told no one, not Leia, not Han, not even the ghost of Obi-Wan. He had carried it in secret all the way back to the rebel camp. Luke held the hilt in his trembling palm. His thumb hovered over the switch. For one long heartbeat, he did nothing. The wind whispered through the trees. The Force whispered louder. Strike, a voice murmured. Cold, familiar. The ghost of Sidious, refusing to die. Strike, another voice echoed. Anakin, before he was redeemed. The voice of the boy who had loved too much and lost too much. Luke closed his eyes. Then, with a slow breath, he pressed the switch. The blade ignited. Red. Blood red. The color of rage. The color of fear. The color of his father. The crimson light painted his young face. His blue eyes glowed crimson in the reflection. His soft smile faded. In that single frame, Luke Skywalker did not look like a Jedi. He looked like the next Sith Lord. The camera held on him. 5 seconds. 10. The hum of the saber filled the speakers. And then, slowly, Luke looked straight into the lens. Straight at the audience. As if he knew we were watching. Cut to black. That was the ending. The ending no one was ever meant to see. George Lucas, the story goes, watched the cut alone in his private theater. He sat in silence for a long time. Then he stood up, walked to the projector, and ordered the reel locked away. The galaxy is not ready, he is said to have whispered. And maybe it never will be. But in our alternate timeline, that frame was not just a deleted scene. It was the truth. It was the future. Because in this version of the story, Luke really did keep the red blade. He really did walk into the woods. And the seed of the dark side, planted on the second Death Star, never stopped growing. While the rebellion celebrated, Luke sat alone with the crimson saber across his knees. He thought of his father. He thought of the Emperor's whispers. He thought of the new Vader hunting him across the stars, and the bounty hunters closing in, and the broken rebellion that could not protect him. A cold thought rose in his mind, slow and patient. If I am to survive, maybe I must become what I destroyed. He did not say the words out loud. He did not have to. The Force heard them. The galaxy heard them. Somewhere on Mustafar, the new Vader felt it and laughed behind his black mask. Somewhere in exile, Anakin Skywalker felt it and dropped to his knees in the sand, weeping. The Last Jedi was bending. Not yet broken, but bending. And as the red blade hummed in Luke's hand, the forbidden final frame faded to black, leaving one terrible question burning in the dark. If Luke Skywalker falls, who in the galaxy is left to stop him?